I need a response. Will get? Right. Right. Now you need to understand where the data generation starting point. Starting point is really important. So best example, I have shared with you sales1.csv file. Think like a Amazon company actually. Just imagine e-commerce company. But the data, how it was started, how the CSV file stored the data, you should understand. The starting. Best example, if I go to kitchen, if I open the tap, do you think we'll get money? No, we'll get water. Water, the starting point you should understand actually, right? Now let me tell you. Can I draw one small diagram? Let's open the diagram. Online time you are following, I guess. I need a mutual response in between. Just think like I have opened Amazon. It's okay. Let me draw this. I have opened Amazon. Okay. So I open Amazon search. Once after I open Amazon, so here think like I'm planning to buy one Samsung mobile. That mobile price will be, just imagine Samsung mobile. That mobile price will be, just imagine 10,000 rupees. My budget will be 10,000 rupees. So I open Amazon, then I interested to buy this one. I added into the cart actually. You know the process. Am I right? Then I paid money by entering all my card details actually. Then payment gateway involved in the backend. Within fraction of seconds, money deducted from my account. Money deducted from my. Can I ask you a question? Where you entered 10,000 actually? In Amazon website. This is so called as a UI layer. What layer, man? UI layer. What do you mean by UI layer? User interface. Also called as a front-end application. Tell me, what application? Best example here. What you entered 10,000. This is nothing but a data. This is nothing but what, man? Yeah, exactly, Daniel. I have entered the data 10,000 front end actually. Now you need to understand how this 10,000 rupees will travel in back end actually. That's what I'm going to discuss throughout the next 40 minutes or 45 minutes. We'll see. Are you getting or not, sir? Can I ask you a question? What is the data here? 10,000 rupees. I'm not talking about the Amazon. I'm not talking about the mobile. Think about 10,000 rupees. The moment once you entered in front end application, right? And how the data traveling from front end layer to what is the next layer? Let me tell you. Good. Generating the data. Every minute, all companies are generating the data, sir. You cannot believe. The moment once I started the session, other companies already starting the data. Maybe just before coming to the session, every day I used to have a habit actually. I used to open stocks. I used to open what, man? Stocks. Which stock is increasing, which stock is decreasing. Within 5 to 10 minutes, I can invest some 5,000 or 6,000 actually. And if the stocks are keep on increasing, I can invest. Are you with me or not, sir? Fraction of seconds, the data is keep on generating. Fraction of seconds, the data is keep on what, man? Generating actually, right? And every minute, all companies are generating the data. Yeah, good, Daniel. Data is more valuable to every company. Imagine for Amazon company, 10,000 rupees generated, right? That 10,000 rupees is very valuable information to the Amazon company. It's supposed to save very safely, very securely actually. Okay. Data is more valuable to every company. Can I tell you? Let us take a vehicles. Vehicles can run with fuel. Nowadays with battery also. Am I right or not, sir? That battery or fuel is nothing but, valuable things to what exactly? Vehicles. Conclusion of the story, do you want to move the vehicle? Fuel is required. Like how the fuel is important to the vehicle, data is important to the company. Repeating again, data is important to company actually, right? Data is very valuable to every company. So every company is supposed to store the data in a place. Though the data is very, very important, do you think they can delete the data? No, they have to store the data ever and forever. Please understand. It's not like, Amazon can delete the data tomorrow. Amazon can delete the data after 1 year. Amazon can delete the data after 1 decade. No, never actually. Even if it is a small 1 rupee also, they have to store that 1 rupee information some location. I hope you're following. right? Good. So every company supposed to store this data, what exactly I mean, in one place. One place is required. I have used very simple terminology. Please make a note on this one. Based on requirement, the stored data can be processed, what exactly I mean? Can I ask you a question? Generally, why we can save the money? Why? Because for future purpose. Tell me, sir. Same thing like that. Why companies can store the data, for future analysis? Tell me, sir, what analysis? Future analysis. Like being a human, how we are saving the money, how we are using in the future. Same thing like that. Being a company, so almost all companies, they can store the data. That is nothing but a saving the money. They can process the data in future if it is required actual. Right? Based on requirement. If it is really required, then only they can start to use actual. Based on requirement, the stored data can be what exactly mean? Process for the future analysis. Think like, so there is a data is keep on storing, generating, and it is just trying to storing. Good. Let's move on. I need one response from online team. Thank you. Please respond everybody. Mukhtar sir, Ramya Garu. Come on, sir. In online, I can see around some 25 plus members actually. Thank you. Abhishek. Thank you for responding. Move on. Project architecture components, man, important. Let us take any kind of some project, but it's quite interesting, but not technical. Technical topic అయితే కాదు, చాలా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ ఉంటుంది. So don't get sleep actually. Project architecture component. Any software application, there is no restriction. Let us take Amazon, Flipkart, SBI account, Axis Bank actual, any application, we will follow one common architecture. This architecture having the different components. This architecture having what, man? The different components, right? And in this all components, we belong to the one component. All components are not belongs to us actually, but we should ever actually. Can you tell me what is the first one? UI layer, also called as a user interface layer. User interface, also called as a front end layer. Tell me, sir. This terminology is very, very important, sir. Can I tell you one small point? When I understand this architecture, I joined in company by adding an experience. After 2 years, I came across, okay, UI layer will be here. You cannot believe. After 2 years, I understand actually. Why? Because, being a junior, not everybody can reveal actually. You have to learn from your experience. UI layer here, database layer here, so data warehouse layer here. These are all things you'll get an idea. Can you tell me what is the first one? User interface. Next one, database. Next one, service layer. Very nice. Next one, data warehouse layer. Next one, ETL tools, storage cluster, admin team, visualization team, data science team. Each and every team I'm going to talk today. What UI team will do, what ETL guys will do, what data warehouse guys they will do, what data science, man, what is the last team actually? We belong to that team. But before us, what are all teams are available? We should have an idea. Best example, when you're staying in home, you should know your neighbors. Not in detail actually. అసలు ఎవరు ఉంటున్నారు ఏంటనేది మనకు తెలవాలి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. ఏమో రైట్ అన్నారు, రైట్? Move on. Now the first one, let me talk about the user interface. The user interface, also called as a UI, is the point of human I'm sorry, sir. It's a point of human computer interaction channel actually. Think like I wanted to buy one item over Amazon. Then I need to open Amazon. This is kind of some, I have to, in computer, I have to open Amazon.in actually. This is kind of some intermediate for me. Intermediate actually for the Amazon and for me, right? So it's a kind of some human interaction application actually. Communication will be done by using what exactly, man? Any device, either it can be laptop, computer or mobile. Don't worry, laptop, computer, what exactly, man? Mobile, anything actually. So generally, customers used to interact with the software application by using what exactly, man? Can I tell you this total from here to here, this total thing is nothing but a UI layer. What layer, sir? UI means user interface layer. Can I hear from you what layer? User interface layer. User interface. Example, assuming that a customer wanted to buy one product in Amazon, then he needs to open Amazon website and search the required product. And if he is interested, then proceed to buy actually. If customer bought the product, then transaction details will be stored in where, man? This is important. Imagine I have already drawn the diagram here. I like so-and-so mobile. I already paid the money actually. Then here onwards actually, once you buy the item, your task is over, sir. But once you buy the item, Amazon task will start from your buying actually. Please make a note on this one. Okay. Yeah. So customer bought the product. Okay. Imagine Daniel bought the product. Then transaction details will be stored in where, man? Oh, very nice. The next layer is nothing but a database layer. What layer, Sarji? A database layer. Database layer. Okay, okay. Just give me. Yeah, I can keep here. Now I can open the database here. Database is a separate topic we are going to discuss. Don't worry. And as I promised, I can cover for you. Give me 1 minute. I know only, so I'm not that much expert in diagrammatic representation, but you can accept. Think like this one is a database. This one is what, man? A database. Hey, Daniel, what is a database? Simple database is a software. Database is a software. Almost all companies, imagine if you're having more and more money, you can go to the bank and you can save your money. If companies are generating the data, companies will store the data in a database. Companies will store the data in a, think like this one is a human, he's getting more money, this one is the bank. Think like this one is a software company. The software company is generating the data. Then this data, it's supposed to store in where exactly, Sarji? Database actually. Database is a software. By using that, companies used to store the data. That's what you need to get an idea. Okay, Daniel, we understand. Did you notice? Can I ask you a question? What is the first layer? UI layer, data generated actually. Once you bought an item actually, that 10,000 rupees, that value, they're supposed to travel to the next layer. What is the next layer? Database layer. Very nice. What layer? I need a response. What layer? Very good, man. You understand. What is the first layer? UI layer. One more time. UI layer. Next one. You understand, I guess. Can I move on? Let's move on. Quite interesting. Yeah, Daniel. So we understand these are all. So this user interface will be implemented with, so can I ask you a question? What is the first layer? UI layer. One more time. Hey, Daniel, can you tell me this UI layer implemented with what technology? Best example, data science program we are writing by using Python. Am I right or not? Same thing like that. Imagine UI layer implemented with what technology? What technology you know, Sarji? HTML, JavaScript, jQuery, AngularJS, and etc. These are all. I mean to say, if you want, I can write here. UI layer. UI layer. UI layer stack actually. I wanted to implement the UI layer. You can use HTML. The next one, you can use JavaScript actually. So JavaScript, the next one, AngularJS, and fourth one will be CSS. Man, there are many things actually. Nowadays, TypeScript or something is popular. Nowadays, TypeScript edo ochindi kottega. Okay. It's okay. You can move on. Good. Can I tell you? One of your friend is telling, hey, I'm working in UI layer. Then he is working with either HTML or JavaScript, AngularJS or CSS. Otherwise, few of our friends will tell, I'm working with HTML. I'm working with what, man? Though he is working with HTML, he belongs to the UI layer. He belongs to what, man? Now here onwards, what we can do, you can ask to any one of your friend and you can ask him, tell me your technology. You can map with the layer. You can map with what, man? Layer actually, right? So look at my screen. Different UI text, technical stack, HTML, JavaScript, jQuery, AngularJS, jQuery, JavaScript, AngularJS, jQuery. Hey, Daniel, do I need to learn? Who told actually? No need to learn. These are all things. Do I need to learn? No. This is not our task. We are not UI team. We are not UI developer. We are not what, man? UI developer. We are the data scientist. We are what, man? But we should aware, okay, there is a UI team will work. What is this guy's main motto, Sarji? This guy's main motto will be creating a text button. What do you mean by text button, So open, this is called as a text button. This is called as a text box actually, text box, right? And creating a drop downs actually, creating a list. These are all things UI team will create. Who will create, man? UI team will create. You can just have to even open gmail.com and here, yeah, the moment once you click on this one, and here this is called as a text box. Hey, come on. Yeah, this is called as a text box. This is called as a button. This is called as what, man? Button actually. UI team will create these are all things. It is doing jumping actually. You can don't worry. More the discussion. I'm sure I have given quick introduction about what layer, man? UI layer. Tell me, sir, what layer? UI layer. Online team, are you following, sir? Can you please raise your hand? How many of you following? Please, I need your response. Inserting the data, updating the data, retrieving the data, deleting the data. These are all right. And inserting the data, deleting the data, updating the data in a database actually. When you're talking about the database, these operations are very common operations. Tell me, sir, very. I wanted to insert the data. Yes, database it can do actually. I just wanted to update the data. Database it can do. I wanted to delete the data. Database it can do. These transactions are always related to. Can you tell me, Sarji? Deleting, next one, updating, next one. These are all transactions it will do. There are different types of the database. This is important again. Let me tell you. When you're talking about the database, would have a different databases actually. One of the first one, what is the first one? You know, Oracle. It is also called as a Oracle. Oracle, you have to start pronunciation with Oracle actually. If you don't know, that still you can pronounce Oracle actually. But Oracle we need to pronounce. The next one, MySQL. What is the next one? MySQL. Next one, MongoDB. This is what actually, sir? MongoDB, columnar database. The next one, Cassandra. This is what exactly mean? Cassandra. Cassandra. These are all database softwares. These are all what, man? Database software. Suddenly, one of your friend is telling, I am working in Cassandra. I am working in what, man? Then we can immediately map he is a DB guy. He's what, man? DB guy in the sense he is working in a database layer actually. You know, one of my friend name is Nagendra. He's working in Cassandra. Frankly speaking, he's from Bangalore actually. He used to tell. His introduction will be quite interesting. My name is Nagendra. I'm working in Cassandra actually. It was mapped. I'm sorry, sir. My friends are working in Target company. Target, one of the data science company in Bangalore, Manyata Tech Park, I guess. They will give good packages. Company name itself is called as a Target. What is the company name? Target actually. Daniel, it's okay. Move on. Okay, hold on. Database layer. What layer, Saji? Database layer. Okay, Daniel, we understand database. Database I wanted to implement. Yes, you can use any of these things, either Oracle. The next one, MySQL. The next one, MongoDB. Tell me, Saji, MongoDB. MongoDB. There is no BananaDB. These are all. The next one, Cassandra. Would have a PG admin. It's okay. These are all would have. Sir, it is also called as a, can you tell me, OLTP server? Tell me, OLTP server. OLTP server. Now I have a question for you. Can you tell me, first layer? One more time. Next one, database. Can I ask you a question? Suddenly one of my friend is telling I am working with AngularJS. Then he belongs to? Do you think he belongs to DB layer? No. If anybody telling I'm working in AngularJS and I'm working with the database actually. Maybe he's a full stack developer. What developer? A full stack person, he may knows everything actually. But when you're talking about the top MNC company, UA layer team is a different. Database layer is a different. Data warehouse layer is a different actually. Every layer having the different teams. But if it is a startup company, companies used to recruit full stack developer. What developer? Something like a one-man army actually. You need to perform all operations. But try to work with one project, you will become expert in every area. ప్రతి ఏరియాలో కూడా ఎక్స్పర్ట్ అవుతారు. ఓకే, ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ. థ్యాంక్ యూ. సో శ్రేయ గారు, లెట్స్ మూవ్ ఆన్. గుడ్. ఓ, దిస్ ఈస్ వెరీ గుడ్, మ్యాన్. Where OLTP is good. OLTP servers works perfectly for online transaction. Online, are you done any transaction? Backend database can store the data very efficiently and very fast actually. Sir, though almost for 5 minutes introduction I have given for the database, now it's a right time. I'm explaining in a front end actually. Database having the limitation. Database having what, man? Oh, limitation. OLTP servers cannot store huge amount of the data. Let me tell you, Amazon company, it is not like a small scale company, sir. Per day, it is generating huge amount of the data. What data? Like a Google company. Google company, because of our searching queries, it is generating the data. Let us take SBI Bank. Because of all transactions, just if I open your phone pay actually, if you open my phone pay, per day on an average 30 transactions, man. How many? Per day 30. 10 days? Ayyo, tell me, sir, 10 days? 300. 1 month actually? I will stop, asking these questions actually. How many per 1 month? 3,000 transactions, not a joke, for one person. Think about 1 lakh members actually. Huge data it is generating, right? See, OLTP servers cannot store huge amount of the data. Based on data storage policy. Best example, I'm starting one startup company. I just call to Oracle admin. It's a paid software. And I'm telling so sir, I'm planning to start one startup company. I wanted to take, Oracle database actually. Then they will talk like in such a way that, let us know there is a storage policy. How much you want? Either 10 GB or 50 GB, 100 GB. Kind of some that is so-called as a storage policy. Tell me, sir. Storage policy. The moment once you joined at Naresh Shetty policy applicable for you. You have to come only for a data science session. No, Daniel, I will go to the Java and I can sit in the sense. I will not allow you actually. Are you getting or not? Just I'm kidding, right? Based on data storage policy, every OLTP server will store what exactly, man? Only couple of years data or maximum 3 years of the data. Let me tell you, imagine this one is Amazon. Inside database, last to 3 years data only it can store. That's what you need to be realize actually. I need a response from you. Last what exactly, man? Daniel, Amazon already started 10 years before. If last to 3 years data only if it is storing, where is the 7 years data? That is the next question mark actually. I'm going to help you that one. Are you getting or not, sir? Right. Let's move to the discussion. Before entering into the next layer, before entering into what, Sarji? Next layer, let me cover one important point. What is that point? Till now, are you clear? I'm sure. So repeating again, this is really very, very important session. Why? Because, it is not a technical details. During interview, nobody never ask actually. But this is a kind of some awareness. Oh, there is a UI layer. What is the next layer? Database layer. UI team, HTML team, AngularJS, JavaScript, jQuery, CSS, blah, blah, blah. Database team, Oracle, MySQL, Cassandra, MongoDB, pgadmin. Would you have a different stack actually? You are getting some idea. Previously, you may not aware about these all things. Am I right or not, sir? Can I get a response? Let's move on. Good, good, good. So in between, I wanted to introduce one more layer. That layer name is called as a service layer. What layer, man? One more time. It is also called as a middleware layer. What layer, Saji? Middleware layer. Good. Can I ask you a question? Where 1,000 rupees is available? UI layer. Now where it is stored actually? Now let me tell you, I wanted to transfer 10,000 rupees from UI layer to the DB layer. Listen carefully. I wanted to transfer, I wanted to move this 10,000 value from one layer to another layer. Don't think like, you can just try to read one mantra, Jantar mantra, it will move. It's not like that actually. In between, there is one more layer. That layer is called as a service layer. What layer, sir? Service layer. Also called as a middleware layer. This service layer, what is the main motto, It can receive the data from UI. Tell me, it receives the data from UI. It can move, it can transfer the data to the database. That's it actually. It works like a middleware layer. What layer, sir? Middleware layer actually. Middleware layer, right? Now let's delete this. And I can just try to move this one to here. Move this one to here. Then let me bring one new layer here actually. That layer name is so called as a service layer. Anna, tell me what layer? Service layer. Service layer. Service layer. Okay. Almost all transactions, it will be over through this one actually. That's what you should get an idea. Okay, Daniel, we got it. Very nice. I believe you understand. Then we are going to store. Nice. Can I ask you a question? UI having the separate stack, database having the separate stack, same thing like that. Service layer also having the separate stack. If any one of your friend is telling, I'm a Java developer, I'm what developer? Then he belongs to the service layer. He belongs to what, man? If any one of your friend is telling, I'm working on .NET, I'm working on what, man? He might belongs to the service layer. Then I'm sure you are understanding today. A Java developer where he works actually. HTML guy where he works. Oracle developer where he works actually. Are you getting or not, sir? Now, till now I covered 3 layers, man. Till now I covered how many layers? 3 layers. Now read accordingly actually. First one, UI layer. Next one, service layer. Next one, DB layer. First, I didn't introduce service layer. Why? Because there is no meaning. Now, if I introduce UI layer and DB layer, in between layer, you understand, I guess, actually. Can I get a response or not? Right? Repeating again, UI layer, service layer, database layer. Why you're not talking? Tell me. UI layer, service layer. Let's move on. Interaction between user interface and database, so will be done by using service layer. In simple terms, a service layer works here to interact from UI to DB. UI to what, man? DB actually, right? And service layer means transfer the information from UI to DB. Transfer the information from in front end. Are you done any transaction actually? Ever transactions will be captured by service layer. That service layer will send to the DB. That service layer will send to what, man? Oh, quite interesting. This layer will be implemented by using different technical stack, right? I would like to tell UI layer. The next one, database layer. In between, service layer. Service layer. Yeah, see, it is also called as a middleware layer. What layer, man? Middleware actually. Middleware. Yeah, different service layer technical stack. What is the first one? Either Java, .NET, Python, especially Django, Flask. These are all things actually. The next one, PHP. So in between UI layer 2, what is the next one, sir? Service layer. One of your friend is telling, I'm a Java developer. Then where he is working? Yeah. Python. I'm talking about the frameworks. What do you mean by frameworks? Django, Flask. Sir, this Django, but we need to pronounce Django. It's not Janke actually. Jang.
Okay.
Fourth one, PHP. Yeah, etc. I believe you understand. Come on. I wanted to hear from you. Can somebody tell me UI layer, service layer, database layer? Quite interesting, sir. Very nice, actually. Now, let me ask you some question. One of my friend is working in Cassandra. His layer? Cassandra, database layer, actually. One of my friend is working on a Java, actually. Service layer. Your friend is working on HTML. UI layer. Now, please understand. Even in shoots, they will start based on this stack only. You can go for Institute. If you're asking Java, they will explain about all service layer details actually. If you go to Institute and if you're talking about the Oracle, they will talk about the database layer. What layer, man? Almost every company, every MNC company, if it is MNC company, UI team is a different team. Different wing actually. Service team is a different team. Next one will be database team is a different team. It's a very highly impossible. I may not say highly impossible. It is a very rare. Only one person knows UI layer, service layer, and DB layer actually. Very rare. And even don't do everything in one shot actually. We are not like a one-man army. We are not like what, man? Software means like a teamwork actually. What work, Sarji? Teamwork. Let's move on. I believe till now you are clear. Online team. I want response from everybody, almost everybody. Come on, please. 3 years actually to store old data, historical data. Companies will use very huge data storage that is so called as a data warehouse. That is so called as what, man? After database, next level databases is also called as a data warehouse. What exactly, man? Data warehouse. Hold on, let me draw one small diagram for you. You will get an idea. Okay. Yeah. Just imagine beyond your imagination. Think like there is a very huge database actually. Very huge. Sir, data warehouse also database, but in terms of storage, processing, it is a very, it can store very huge data. Good. Think like almost I would like to say almost 4 years data generated. How many data actually? 4 years data. When I say 4 years data, mm, it's okay. 4 years data. ఒక్క నిమిషం, 1 నిమిష, 4 years. Then, so one, okay, hold on. Go back, service layer. Transfer the information from UI to the DB. Transfer info from UI to DB. Very good, sir. So the next one, data warehouse. Tell me, Sarji, data warehouse. Get ready, sir. Data warehouse, right? Daniel, move on. Why I have started writing on the notepad? Okay, this is what I wanted to cover. Whenever you're talking about the data, listen carefully. Whenever you're talking about the data, the recent data, the next one, historical data, old data, old data. Can I take one small example? Yeah, Daniel, please take one small example. If you take one small example, let me tell you, Daniel is almost 10 years customer to Amazon. I'm almost repeated customer to Amazon actually. How many years, man? 10 years, right? But can I tell you, only last to 3 years data, last to 3 years data will be stored in DB. Will be stored in? Very good. Old data, previous, remaining what exactly? 7 years data will be stored in data warehouse actually. Data warehouse. Can I prove it practically? Imagine if you wanted to know recently what you bought actually, you can go to the Amazon and you can search operation. It will be very fast. You can get the items very quickly. You can get the items very what exactly, man? Why? Because it is just stored in the database, very near actually. But you're trying to searching for before 7 years what you bought actually. Tell me, sir, before. If you are trying to searching for before 7 years, Amazon it will tell waiting, or else it is searching. After it is taking some time, it will display actually. The best example, sir. Go for banking statement. What statement? Recent transaction you can see very quickly. But I wanted to see before 7 years what transactions I done. They will tell hold on. They will tell what, Sajid? Why? Because those details they need to capture from where actually? Data warehouse. Data what, man? That's what you need to be. Hey, simple. If you go to the shop, directly whatever they are displaying, something like a database, immediately available. But if you are asking any item which is available in the warehouse actually, do you know warehouse? Warehouse and also go down actually. Shop wonder what they will tell, sir, we do have that item, but we didn't keep in, shop actually, but that item is available in the go down actually. I mean to say storage location. Conclusion of the story. Can I ask you a question? Storage locations are two. The first one, database. Next one, database. Are you talking about the database actually? Recent transactions, it will be stored in the database. But very old transaction, previous 7 years data, previous 10 years data, it will be stored in the database. I'm sorry, it will be stored in data warehouse. I'm sorry. Are you getting or not, sir? Very nice. I hope you understand. Online team, I believe you understand, sir. Can I get a response from you? Now you can kindly please make a note. This 7 years data is nothing but a historical data. What data, sir? Historical data. Now read the sentence. Companies are using separate environment for what? To store historical data. This is so called as a data warehouse. Data warehouse means relational database means, it is a database only, RDBMS only, right? But it's more powerful compared to what exactly, man? Database is actually more powerful for what? In terms of storage, in terms of processing, these are all actual. Okay, these are different types of the database. There are different types of the database. Very nice, man. Very nice. I believe you understand actually. Can you please tell me what is the first one? UI layer, middleware layer, DB layer, data warehouse layer. Come on, one more. మీరు చెప్తారా చూడకుండా? First one, UI layer, middleware layer, database layer. Perfect, man. Let's move. మీకు అర్థమవుతుందా? I can move. Different data warehouse technical stack. Teradata, మీరు విని కూడా ఉండకపోవచ్చు. These are all terminology. Teradata to one student, you belong to the UI layer. You belongs to what exactly, man? Then I will combine all students. I used to deliver this one. right? At Naresh IT, till now I have taken two types of courses. First one is DS and AI, full stack data science and AI, data science and AI. Second one will be internships I have taken. So that sessions are went very nicely, very nicely. Right, such a big crowd actually in Amirpet location. Nowadays I'm not taking. It's okay, move on. Those days I used to prepare this material. Okay. All right, Daniel. So keep continue, keep continue. Very nice. I believe you understand. Are you feeling boring? No, right? Yeah. Then I can move on. Look at the diagram very clearly. Look at the diagram. Daniel, so almost I would like to tell. I can say here, can store historical data. What data mean? Historical data. When I say historical data, very old data. Very old actually. Very old data it can store. Do you think, do you think company will delete the data? Never ever happens, sir. If company deletes the data, let me tell you, there is a big issue actually. Big issue. Let us go for SBI. Yesterday, total how many transactions done? So and so branch actually, 1,000 transaction. Unfortunately, one transaction deleted. Credit and debits, it will be mismap actually. Am I right or not, sir? Exactly. So then they have to be very careful. They will store the data. They will store the data. Okay, can store historical data, can store historical data. Again, this data warehouse having the limitation. To overcome that limitation, one more layer came. What is that layer? Cluster mechanism. What mechanism, man? Can you tell me what mechanism? Cluster mechanism actually. Cluster mechanism. Cluster mechanism means very simple, sir. Group of computers. Don't worry, I will talk about this. You will get an idea. Let me draw one nice diagram. ఒక మంచి డయాగ్రామ్ డ్రా చేస్తాను చూడండి మీరు. Think like a computer. No, it's not a computer. Don't say actually. It's computer. You have to listen. Computer number one, computer number two, computer number three, computer number four. So almost what industry is telling, if it is a data warehouse, limitations are there. If it is a data warehouse, limitations are there. If it is a group of computers, first of all, this is called as a cluster mechanism. What mechanism, man? Cluster. It is called as a cluster. It is called as a cluster. I will tell you what is a cluster. Don't worry. Cluster mechanism. Now you can even store all this data inside this, so data warehouse actually. I mean to say all this data warehouse, whatever the data it is available, you can store inside in, these are all computers. These are all interconnected actually. These are all interconnected. That's what you need to be understand. Okay. Now hold on. Now I need to talk about the cluster mechanism. Listen carefully. This introduction regarding the cluster. This introduction, this topic, I will discuss clearly during Hadoop discussion. What discussion, sir? Hadoop topic. Anyway, let me give a small kick introduction. Today, let me give small kick introduction. Kick intro actually. Kick intro. Good. Can you tell me what is the word actually? One more time. Before understanding about the cluster, first you need to understand about the node. First you need to understand about what exactly mean node. Node actually. Before understanding about the cluster, you need to understand one more actually. What is that next one? Rack. Can you tell me what is the first one? Node. Come on, one more time. Node. Next one, rack. After rack, next terminology is the cluster. I mean to say, cluster directly you cannot understand. First you need to understand about the node. Next you need to understand about the rack. Next you need to understand about the cluster. Hey, Daniel, what is node? Node means a computers are simple. Don't think too much. Your laptop is nothing but a node in terms of the big data terminology. What terminology? It's a computer. What is the main purpose? Store the data and process the data. Store and process the data. Store and what exactly mean? Process the data. Process the data. Daniel, what do you mean by rack? Group of interconnected computers. Think like, group of computers. The two computers are interconnected actually. Group of interconnected computers. Interconnected computers is called as a rack. Interconnected actually. Can I tell you? Imagine, initially I started my company, only two computers. Data is, filled actually. What I can do, I can